Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at some more Nightmare Cups going up against my friends here. Starting it off with Jay Devin, and I do have a couple new boys on the block. As you can see, Poliwrath with Mud Shot. I got that today. Let's go. So we're going up against Hitmonchan. This can be pretty good depending upon what is that secondary move beyond the power-up punch. Hopefully it's not Thunder Punch, and it's Thunder Punch. I wasn't going to block it because, well, I didn't think that was going to be coming at me. Unfortunately, that's what happened there. So pay attention to my shields. I do have the tendency to not use them because those quick moves are just going to tear into me, or I think they're going to shield bait me and I don't use them, and then I end up just having two shields at the end. What a waste. So we do have Drapion going in here, doing super effective damage to that Tyranitar. I thought that was going to be crunch and rest in peace. After this, I knew it was game over because I had nothing behind that was going to be able to pull up the win for me. Sitting there with two shields, and he's going to be finishing me off with a quick move, and that's a good game. Alright, so let's pull this up, folks. Let's see what we can do here. These are going to be some great matches. None of them are going to be straight up win 2 times in a row. It's going to be back and forth. So, starting it off with Poliwrath again, going up against a lowly muck. We do have Mud Shot, super effective, looking good. Dynamic Punch, Power-Up Punch is going to be neutral damage, and that is a great matchup here. So we are able to get off another one because that Mud Shot, look how OP it is. Oh my goodness, I did not realize it until I used it myself. How fast you can power it up is absurd. So we're going to stay in this fight here. We're going to go for Ice Punch. That would do a great amount of damage onto that Toxicroak. I was able to almost get one off again, but unfortunately I fainted. Bringing in the Xatu here. I do have something to back it up in case he does want to switch, and I did fall for that shield bait there. In comes the Alolan Raichu. I do decide to stay in for a minute to burn his shield, and I guess I keep going to town on it. So we're going to go ahead and hit it up again with Ominous Wind, doing quite a bit of damage, getting that attack and defense boost, and down I go. In comes the Drapion, and let's see what he has. It's going to be Toxicroak, so we are going to hopefully be able to pull this win here. Aqua Tail, and there we go. We take the win. Mud Shot on Toxicroak. Going up against Drapion will do massive damage, so you need to look out for that. Starting it off with Drapion again here. This is going to be for the win here. Drapion versus Drapion. Let's go. So I do decide to not do any of my charge moves and kind of just hold it, so he's not too certain as to what I'm doing. Although when you're going up against another Drapion, you don't necessarily need to shield any of the charge moves, first of all, unless that's what your game plan is. He decides to shield that first one, which is going to be an Aqua Tail. I was able to get off double there and get one through, and we are able to get off one more Aqua Tail because Infestation is very awesome. It gains you so much energy so quick, and especially with Aqua Tail, it doesn't take too much energy, and down it goes. So I do have a Hypno, and that is my secondary new boy on the block, and we will be coming out with that here in just a moment. The only problem is no TMs, so it does have Psychic, no Focus Blast at the moment. So going up against Spiritomb here, we're going to be blocking that Ominous Wind because we're pretty comfortable, and I felt alright. I will be able to spam these Mud Bombs, which would do a good amount of damage to the Spiritomb there. And Ominous Wind will hurt me though. If it does get through, that's why I am shielding those up. If you have Shadow Ball and Ominous Wind, you're looking golden. I know it's going to be expensive, but it's pretty good. In comes the Skuntank. We're going to hit it up with super effective there. Looking amazing. And we do try to switch here. We have a bit of lag, as you can see. Nobody was attacking. In comes the Hypno, just so we can take the brute force of this and just finish it off there. And down it goes. And that's going to be good games. On to the next challenger, Mbarryz. Let's go. We're going to start it off with Poliwrath. He's going in there with the Claydol and Confusion. Super effective to the Poliwrath. See how Poliwrath is pretty tanky. We just decided to gain that energy for a minute and then bring in the Hypno here to do Shadow Ball, but he decides to switch into Skuntank, and I have to kind of just play mind games here. They don't know that I don't have Focus Blast, so they did shield it up, so that is great. We do have a shield down on his end, deciding what I want and wasting the clock time. Gonna go with that Power Punch, doing neutral damage. We're definitely going to shield at this point. I didn't know if he had Sludge Bomb. He hits me with the Crunch. Poliwrath can definitely take that, but that's okay. We're still looking prime. Down goes that Skuntank there. In comes the Claydol, and I do want to get off that Ice Punch here. And he does shield that up. So we're looking okay. We have one more Pokemon left. So Drapion comes in, and he's hitting me up with the Gyro Ball. We do decide to shield that up. Infestation's doing a great amount of damage here, and he hits me up with another Gyro Ball. So let's see, getting this Crunch off and finishing off that Claydol. In comes the Primeape, and let's see, it's not happening, folks. That Primeape has way too much health, and it's hitting me pretty hard with that Fighting type quick move, and it hits me up with Low Sweep, and that's going to be a good game first round. Losing these first rounds, guys. All right, into the next one. It's going to be round 2. Same trainer, Mbarryz. Starting it off with Drapion, he's going in there with the Primate, but I'm thinking to myself, great, got to get some energy going to do the switch. Going in here with the Hypno, he's going to be countering it with the Crawdon. Very interesting, very nice pick there, very unique. If I did have Focus Blast, I would be one-shotting it. Have to play Mind Games here. He did shield it up, you just did not see the animation there. Hitting me up with Bubble. I do decide to let the Hypno go down at this point. It was pretty much just a meat shield, and in comes the Poliwrath. We're going to be able to do super effective damage with that Dynamic Punch. How do I keep calling it Dynamic Punch? Power Up Punch. It's just stuck in my head, Dynamic Punch. He hits me up with Bubble, looking very good because Bubble, it's not going to be very effective to the Poliwrath being a water type. And yet again, able to get off another Power Up Punch, just spamming the heck out of it. Poliwrath is amazing. In comes the Xatu. We're going to go ahead and go for that Ice Punch there. He has no more shields. We took off almost all of its health. In comes Drapion and finishing off that Xatu. Let's see what he has next. It's going to be the Primate. Oh, we've seen this before. Not looking great. So we're going to go ahead and just go for Aqua Tail. We got to spam that Aqua Tail. Let's get to it one more time. Can we take the win here, folks? And we do. Very nice. So we're going to go into round 3, overtime. Who is going to win? Let's see what we have. Starting it off with Drapion. He's going in there with Toxicroak, and yet again, not a good matchup for me. Want to gain a little bit of energy. We are bringing in the Hypno, and then he is switching into the Bronzong there. We're going to go for that Shadow Ball, doing super effective damage. He is going to be shielding it up. This is going to be a great matchup for your Hypno. The thing is amazing. Just got it today. Haven't used it too many times, so I look forward to practicing with it a little bit more to see what it can actually do. Hitting up with Shadow Ball, almost taking it out and finishing it off with Confusion. And we're just going to see what he brings in. Drapion here. So we can't switch. So basically, we're just going to attack with the quick move and then make our decision here. Poliwrath does have a quick move that is going to be super effective to that Drapion. Plus, the Power Up Punch is going to be working wonders against it as well, at a rate that is just going to be so spammy. Now at this point I'm thinking, I don't know what he has. He could be hitting me up with Sludge Bomb. I do block that. Then he hits me up with the second one, which is Sludge Bomb. So well played, sir. We are able to get to that Power Up Punch again. Let's see what it can do here. Quite a bit of damage. As you can see, we are going to retreat with energy gained on there, and he's going to be hitting me up with Sludge Bomb. Not very effective. Bring in the Toxicroak, and it's going to be a good night for that Drapion there. In comes the Poliwrath. We're able to hit up that Ice Punch, but it's just not enough because he does have one more Pokemon. But hey, what do you know? I do pull it up and win there, so that's going to be a good game. Moving on to the next one, Jimmabanks. Let's go. Starting it off with round 1, going in with the Poliwrath. And if you're wondering why I'm using Poliwrath so much, just got it and I'm testing it out. So this is a great matchup for me up against the Skuntank because the Mud Shot's super effective, as well as the Power Up Punch is going to be neutral damage. It's not super effective, but it's still hurting it quite a bit. I didn't know if it had Sludge Bomb. Yet again, that's why I used the shield there. We have to field up our opponent, and I tend to hold on to the shields quite often, so I need to start using them more because you need to. Anyways, he's bringing in the Toxicroak. I will be retreating into the Xatu here, and we do not fall for that shield bait. That's great. Didn't waste a shield there, so he does bring in his own Xatu. Going to go ahead and go Ominous Wind because that's what you do, going up against another one of those, and he's able to get to his. I do decide to shield that up there because I'm able to go for my Ominous Wind, and we're going to take it out there. In comes the Toxicroak, and we're going to be finishing it off with 3 Pokemon. That's going to be a good game for round 1. Don't worry, your boy is going to pull it up. All right, starting it off with Xatu. He's going in with the Skuntank there. So this is not a good matchup for me because Crunch is going to be hurting me quite a bit. And yeah, so we do switch into Poliwrath. He does counter me immediately with the Xatu, but that's all right. Poliwrath is amazing. High energy gain with that Mud Shot. And look how fast I'm able to get out that Ice Punch, which would be doing a lot of damage. So there you go. Quite a bit there. He does take me down. Unfortunately, there was not able to get off a Power Up Punch, but that's all right. Waiting for the clock to go down. Bringing in my own Xatu, definitely shielding up because I already knew Ominous Wind was coming in with super effective. He had another one ready to go. I had to burn 2 shields. Ouch. I don't know if that was the best decision, but that's all right. Apparently, maybe. Bringing in the Skuntank, immediately going for that Aerial Ace there, doing great damage. He's going to be probably hitting me up with Crunch. Yes, that's super effective, taking out that Xatu. Going in there with the Drapion Infestation, doing okay damage to that Skuntank. We're able to take that Crunch, no problem. And we're not going to get off a charge. We're just holding that energy for the next Pokemon here. In comes the Raichu. And this is, check this out. Go Aqua Tail. Very nice. And then another Aqua Tail. Can we pull that shield out? Finally, we do. But look at this. He got me. I could have went for Crunch first, but he knew my mind games. Very nice. And it's that kind of thing that you have to think about. It's very unpredictable at times for the opponent to do something like that. But if you do play it right, you will get that win just like he did. Starting off with Drapion, he's going in there with the Raichu again, and we will be going for that crunch right away. But at this point, I was like, he's going to block that, and he did. Should have went for Aqua Tail. Bouncing right back with that Thunder Punch, he does retreat into Xatu. I go into Poliwrath immediately, and it's not so bad when you're using your Poliwrath up against the Xatu if you do have a shield. All right, so he does hit me up with Ominous Wind, and kind of a bit of a shield bait there. I did go for the Ice Punch, and I'm able to get to the Ice Punch yet again. Looking great, doing a lot of damage, very nice. And he's going to hit me up with Aerial Ace. Down goes the Poliwrath. I have no more shields at this point. Going for Aqua Tail immediately as we enter, taking out that Xatu. And see what he has coming in. The Raichu finishing me off with quick moves. And then in comes my Xatu up against the Raichu. And it's over. And it is over with that Wild Charge. Good game there. So what did I say? Your boy's going to be pulling it up. And he took the win there. So great games. On to the next challenger here. Starting it off with Drapion. He's going in there with the Toxicroak. Not a good matchup for me. So I'm going to be switching. He does come in with the Raticate. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. If it has Bite, it's going to be, look how fast my health's going down. So rest in peace. That's all right. We're able to bring in our fighting Pokemon and at least pull that up. He's either going to burn his shields or we're going to just take him out immediately. And down he goes, as you can see. In comes the Xatu, and this is looking pretty good. We're going to be able to hit up with the Ice Punch and gain enough energy to do that again. We do have a shield, 2 shields as a matter of fact, which we will be using right now. Getting to that Ice Punch yet again. Poliwrath, my gosh. It's just charge move after charge move with this thing. So if you go up against it, you better look out because it's going to be spamming quite a bit. Anyways, he's coming in with the Toxicroak, finishing me off there. In comes the Drapion, but he has a Mud Bomb ready to go. Almost taking out my Drapion. Going for that Aqua Tail. And it's not going to, is it going to be? He takes me out. That's going to be a good game there. Rightio, on to the next match. Going to be starting it off with Poliwrath yet again. Like I said, we're going to be doing test battles with it. He's going in there with the Raichu, not looking hot whatsoever for me, so we will be retreating. Now, Drapion can take the Thunder Punch quite well, but it's a good thing I shielded up because he had Wild Charge ready to go. So we're just going to continue to farm energy here and take that Thunder Punch because I knew that's what was going to come because I was counting there. And I will be getting blocked with that Aqua Tail, but that's alright. We're going to spam it since we gain quite a bit of energy, taking down that Alolan Raichu. Very nice. In comes the Toxicroak. We're just going to stay in here. Very little health. Just get off another charge onto there. Burn a shield. Looking great. Now we're just going to wait for that clock to move down here. Going to go in with the Xatu. Doing great damage, of course, with that quick flying move. He is going to hit me up with the Mud Bomb Shield Bait. I do not fall for it. Very good. He is retreating into his Xatu, but at this point we gain so much energy we can spam him with Ominous Wind. And we're looking great. There's no more shields on his end. And the Toxicroak is going to be I did not need to do that Ominous Wind. I just did it because I don't know. And we're taking the win there, so that's going to be a good game. All right, so for round 3, let's see what we have going down. I'm going to be starting off with, guess it, Poliwrath. He's going in there with the Alolan Raticate, which is looking absolutely fantastic. Alolan Raticate can be outstandingly good going up against Spiritomb and other psychic type Pokemon, but when it comes to fighting, it's just going down because it is going to be normal and dark. Both of those types are going to be weak to fighting, so I mean, it's a very big risk, but at the same time, a very big gain, and you can have success if you do have those nice matchups. In comes the Raichu. We have to retreat, going into Drapion. Super effective with that infestation. He does go into Toxicroak though, and he will be able to take me out fairly quick with the counter and Mud Bomb. So we're just going to go ahead and spam that Aqua Tail at this point since we're locked in here. And I did not want to burn a shield. I was like, okay, just take me out. I'm going to go in there with the Xatu, and we're just going to go ahead and clean up here. And I do decide to let that go through. It's a Mud Bomb. Down it goes. In comes his next Pokemon, which is going to be Alolan Raichu. And we will be shielding that Wild Charge up and taking it out with the Ominous Wind. So that's going to be a great game. And with that said, trainers, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoy these PvP battles with this kind of commentary, please let me know in the comments. And if you do not follow me on Twitter and want to be a part of this, make sure you go down into the description, follow me on Twitter, and wait for my notification saying go ahead and send me those battle invites. And if you want me to slow these battles down in the future, please let me know. And with that said, trainers, I'll be catching you all next time.